Ultimately, it's our attachment, but we got to think of, so that's the cause. The cause is ego, attachment, but then we got to think about being real and how to deal with these things. And there's no one way to say that. People say, don't be attached. That makes no sense, because that just can't happen. I always give this example, and I give it everywhere I go, and you guys have probably heard me say this before. How do you get over something like that, of acceptance of somebody being gone that you was so close to? There's a Pankti in Gurbani which is amazing. Guru Sahib ji says that Har tijdi lav man chau paya pairagiya Balaram jiyo. They tell us two different emotions here. They talk about cha, which is a yearning, and they talk about birag, which is a detachment. So there's two separate conflicting emotions here. A yearning to be somewhere, but then to be detached from somewhere. What we end up focusing on is, why aren't we able to get over things in life? Because we focus on the negative, on how shall I detach. That's what we do. So we're there, we've got an issue with attachment. So we start thinking, I'm attached, how do I detach? But the solution is sitting there, is the yearning. We need to find something to yearn for. It's like when a kid's got something in his hand. If you want to take something out of a kid's hand, what's the best way to take something out of a kid's hand? Snatch it out of, or ask them for it. If you ask a kid, "Mainu phone de de," what will the kid do? If a kid's got your iPhone, I've got a 2-year-old and I've got a 4-year-old. If I said to my 2-year-old, "What the iPhone de de mainu load hai, main kaam karna," what's he going to say? So what I normally get from him is, no. Nay. So I'm like, "What the de de main kaam karna hai," and he's like, no. And by this time he's ready, he's trying everything. He'll pick up one of his play bats, he'll hit that in my head. He ain't gonna let go of my phone. वो तोड़ दूंगा फ्लोर ते भान सिटूगा पर मैनू नहीं दूंगा. Yeah. And that's how we are. We don't want to let go of things. We're so attached to things. But eventually you learn these things, because the famous saying, kids don't come with like a manual book. And then through trial and error, you realize, you just say, "What the iPad lena?" And he's like, and then that phone that you're trying to get off, the phone, what do you do with the phone? All like that. And he's like, "iPad de de." So we need something to attach to. A bride, she's getting married, she leaves her father's home and she's thinking, "I can't live without my parents." That's not so much nowadays, but like traditionally, girls, like imagine living in villages, being enclosed in you just know your family, having to move out to a complete separate village. You've never seen that guy. What do you think she goes through thinking about leaving her parents? She's in pain. She doesn't want to go. But that same house where she left, she would go and stay somewhere else. She'd stay for one night and she's thinking, I want to go back to my mum. And she wants to go back to her mum. That same girl, traditionally, if you look at, when she finds the love in her husband, when she gets married, she comes back home. She stays one night in her mum's house that she couldn't leave. And they're like, "Ek ho raat rehla." She's like, "Nahi, mera ithe man nahi lagda hum. I've got someone waiting for me at home." She's calling that home now. She can't even stay there anymore. We aren't attaching ourselves to something to become detached. When you truly give yourself to Gurbani, and Gurbani is Waheguru, there's no difference. Bani is the truth, Bani is Waheguru. When you start falling for that, automatically you're going to start letting go of that iPhone. Automatically you're going to start letting go of something where you're not going to even know that you've done that. It's just going to happen. That's the best way to do it. The more you focus on the negative, that, "Oh God, I can't believe I'm so attached. How do I do this?" You're going to just be there in a whirlpool, not get out. So Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ